Hi everyone, my name is Monica and today I have a sambal recipe for all you sambal lovers. It is called the all-purpose sambal recipe. It can be used for your favorite sambal poultry, sambal vegetables, sambal seafood, or it can even be eaten on its own. If you are interested in learning how to make the sambal, let's get started. First, we have to prepare the chilies. Cut the 20 fresh chilies into the small pieces. It's easier on the blender. Put the cut pieces aside. The next thing to cut will be the shallots. 20 of them, yeah, also cut into smaller pieces. If you see that something is shaking, definitely it's not an earthquake, it's just my table shaking. Sorry about that. Put the shallots aside in a bowl. And then the next thing to cut will be the lemongrass. I use 10 stalks of lemongrass. I just use the white part. So just cut the white part and discard the green parts on top. And put this cut pieces aside as well. The next thing to cut will be the ginger. I use 40 grams of ginger, cut into smaller pieces. Put it aside. And the last thing that we would like to cut will be the 10 pieces of kaffir lime leaves. So first of all, you would want to stack the lime leaves one on top of another neatly and fold the leaves as though you would fold a cigar. That makes it very much easier to cut the lime leaves into smaller slivers. We want to add this at the end of our cooking process to impart a citrusy and aromatic smell to our sambal. So all cut. So the blending process is divided into two stages. So the first stage is you would want to put in the cut chilies. My blender is small, so I have to do it in two batches. So the chilies go in. Then the next thing is to pour in 1 cup of dried prawns, which I have cooked, rather soaked and washed previously. So put that in, and the next thing we want to put in will be the 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. This really helps the sambal, or rather the ingredients, to roll around, it makes the blending process smoother. Close, turn on the electricity, and let's go. Blend it until you achieve a stage where it is not too fine, but you can still see the individual pieces of the ingredient. So that is what we want to achieve. I do not like it to be too fine, but if you do, you want to blend it a bit longer, add a bit of water, and that will give you a smoother paste. So the result that we want to achieve is something like this. You have a look, you can still see the chili pieces, the dried prawns, etc. So pour this blended ingredients into a bowl and put it aside as we progress to the next stage of our blending process. So the rest of the ingredients will have to be blended in our second stage. So we need not wash the food processor, yeah. So because you are still putting in the same kind of spices. So we have got the 20 shallots, the cut ones. Then we will add in 10 cloves of garlic, the cut lemongrass, we add the cut ginger, and the secret ingredient that we're going to add is the shrimp paste or the belacan. It gives it a very nice umami and salty taste to the spice. 2 tablespoons of dried chili powder, and the last ingredient, I believe, is 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. Yes, 1 teaspoon. So as per normal, we are going to put in 2 tablespoons of cooking oil to smoothen the blending process. So once all these have been done, you close the lid, turn on the electricity, and let's go. So you keep on blending, keep on grinding, yep, until it is almost reached a paste. Not too fine, as this is the result that we want to achieve. So let's have a look and see how it looks like. So there you go. This is the result we want to achieve. Beautiful. Okay, so we are going to then pour it out and mix it with our first batch of spices. Put it together like so. Can you see that there are still pieces of onions? Yeah, pieces of the, what do you call it? The, we have got onions inside. We have got the lemongrass. Yes. So mix them together. Yep. Then we get a pan ready. Heat up the pan. And as soon as the pan is hot, pour in 1 cup of cooking oil. Wait for the oil to become hot, and when that happens, slowly spoon in your spice, the sambal paste. Be careful, yeah, because the oil is super hot. We do not want to slam dunk. So what we need to do is to be patient now. We need to stir it constantly for about 20 minutes until it is, you can smell the fragrance. So when you reach 20 minutes, you can see that the sambal has darkened in color. The oil separates from the rest of the ingredients, and a nice aroma fills your kitchen. So when that happens, the next stage is to add in 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. You can use white sugar, it's okay. So I normally use 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. Then we can also add 6 tablespoons of tamarind extract to give it a bit of sour taste, to balance up the taste, and the cut kaffir lime leaves. So then you will stir it for another maybe 5 minutes. All the ingredients are nicely incorporated. So when that happens, the next stage, which is the final stage, is taste. You can adjust the amount of salt, sugar, or tamarind according to your taste. Mine is perfecto. So now we can just remove it from the heat, put it in a bowl or in a jar. There you go. It looks something like this. You can still see the individual pieces. It is not too fine, and it can be used in various dishes. If you want to store it for a longer period of time, normally what I do is I put the paste, the amount depending on what dish you want to cook later on in the months to come. Yeah, so I just put it into the Ziploc bag like so. Fill it up. Then the important thing is to make it into a very thin layer. So instead of just dumping this into your freezer, you would want to spread the paste out. Yeah, can you see? Yeah, what we need to do is to spread it out like so. Let it air out a little bit first. So make it into a thin layer so that it really makes it easy for you to thaw as and when you want to cook your favorite dish. So push all the way up, of course, with the Ziploc bag all sealed nicely, and it forms a very thin layer as though it is like a thin book. Stack them up like so. I normally keep it in the freezer for a few months, and I store it in a freezer-proof container. And then as and when I feel like cooking my favorite sambal dish, I will take it out to spice up my meals. So you have a wonderful time experimenting and happy cooking.